Morning, guys. It's Ricky, and I saw that there is news that Sphamandla Hlatshwayo got married, and we wanted to say our congra. You know, nowadays people, it's very hard to be finding a woman. It says he that finds. It's a looking matter. One must look at it. It does not wear out, and because people will keep reminding you, hey, when are you when are you finding? Have you not found? You know, but it brings up a lot of very interesting conversations, particularly from Sphamandla's position. First of all, many people feel like, hey, we've been watching Sphamandla for all these years, so there is that element of a person who started in ministry very young, and then now is here, and we haven't heard of him. Some of the things that we've heard of other people is pretty wild stuff that you hear about many people. But you see a person go from thingy and also come to a position where a lot of people have seen him, watched him clean out doctrine, and also themselves preach the good news out there that we can reference. There are people you can't even reference. Do you understand how difficult? Some people are so difficult, you can't even reference them. Before I go there, today's episodes are going to be these 3 episodes. So you're probably watching the morning episode, then we're going to have a second episode of a minister we can't reference. A prophetess, what's her name? Celeste. She has a prophecy. Death Prophecy Matters. That episode will be an afternoon episode, and then you'll see an episode where a lawyer was questioned about truth. I think my lights are back. Jeez. So Sharashid was in court, and his lawyer was getting a rebukement from the other gentleman, telling him, "Can you just do justice?" That episode is going to be out in the evening, so those are our 3 episodes. I know what other episodes came out, because I mostly say other episodes that will be down in the pinned comments. So if I already know what episodes are going to be there, why not tell you? So these are going to be the episodes that you have today. So let's talk about Sphamandla. They got married about 30 days from now, so back in November, and their pictures are out and so forth. It looked very, very beautiful, amazing stuff. But I wanted to highlight this thing where I'm saying, some people you can't even reference. There are people who have never even preached a good message. Like, we can't even quote you. You see, this is why when Sphamandla was starting to associate with people like Womhlal, I was like, Sphamandla, don't go there. Don't go there. Why? Because Sphamandla we can actually reference.
Singawe esilingana nombhalo. Kanti yakuzwa khona asikho isono. Cha akukho la kubhalwe khona kodwa nje ngesingami. Nampela nginelungelo lokukhala nami nje ngesingami. Umuntu nje oluka amasingile uyancika nje ngesingami. Uthi nawe cha ofaka iwivu uyancika ngesingami phela esicikane ngoba phela wonke umuntu unesingaye. Kunabantu abafuna ukusabisa abanye ngesingabo. Bathatha isingabo basimise manje sengathi isingabo isona esifaka nezulwini nesikhipha nezulwini. Asizelanga isingawe la sizele izwi elilotshiwe.
We can reference Demanda. We can reference. So as a brother in the faith, I can say, don't go there. Right? Well, because he's a brother in the faith. I see him in that manner. Some people, they have the title pastor, they have the title evangelist, they have the title minister of the gospel, but you just can't reference them. And what do I mean? But you just can't reference. You can't quote them preaching a certain message. Like, you've probably never heard them preach a good message. Hey, Jesus. Imagine, you've been preaching for 5 years. We can't even quote one message of yours. We can't. It must concern you. Why? Because most people, most pastors, yeah, let me tell you the truth, man. You people like preaching pap message. Pap, you know pap. Pap, yes, it's not cooked. It's not properly made, man. Pap, if we don't tell you, you'll keep thinking you're doing a good job. Some people are not doing a good job as they think. Now, I want to make a reference point to this idea of what I'm saying. People who actually have good messages, that they've preached good messages. So we can actually go back and actually see a good message this person preached. Nothing. Their message takes them a drive for them to construct the whole thing. They actually fix the message as they are going to church. Yeah, it's like they preach with a surprise. It's like every meeting, every message is a surprise. What you may not realize is that your message shows when it's not studied. Like to a person like myself, who knows, I can hear a message that's studied. Like when I'm listening to a person, I can hear this person has studied with this message. Of course, there are people who study. You can tell they studied, but they studying on the wrong basis, on the wrong ground and stuff like that. You can hear this person has not really figured out what this message. You can tell when a message has been studied. You know, I remember when this pastor was teaching. If you've watched a number of my videos, you'll hear me say this about, there's a pastor called Pastor Zwani. He's not famous. Pastor Zwani is not famous. He's a theologian and he's a teacher. He teaches theology. And he has a podcast with Muslim Tabe. But I have quoted that man a lot in my videos. Why? He's quotable. He says things and you can hear this is studied. You can hear worded. Man is worded. There are pastors, we can't quote you. We can't quote you. It should concern you that we can't quote you. Like we can't sit down and say, I once heard this pastor say. There is easy ways of access for this particular thing. You see, if you were to get these two things here, you see these two, this will help you so much. These two alone, these two, this and this. Now, I know you are looking at this and you're saying, oh, Ricky, that's a Bible. This is not a normal Bible. See this Bible? It's not a normal Bible. Now, I made a full video explaining what this is. This is called an NET Bible, full notes edition. Don't just look for NET Bible. Look for a full notes edition. What does this Bible have that other Bibles don't have? You see, this Bible has notes from scholars, people that teach theology in universities and so forth. And I'm talking about Christian. They not these universities which is just thing. So this is the Bible. These are translators' notes. What is the benefit of the translator's notes? The translator's notes will tell you why did they choose to use a certain word. So when they use a word, they'll tell you why did they translate that word like that in these notes. This will transform how you see the Bible. Because you are not hearing from just Bible teacher. You're not hearing from Bible teachers. These are scholars now. These are scholars, and you can see the notes are every single book is done like this. This is the Bible. These are translators' notes. They will be explaining for you why did they choose this word. It's called an NET full notes edition. I made an entire video about this thing. It's one of the most powerful tools I've ever seen. One of the most powerful tools I've ever seen. And I know there are people who are King James only, no problem. This one here is made to help you know why they choose certain words. if you go and you find this, this is the New Testament edition. I don't know how much they sell it now. Kum Books used to have this. By the time when I bought it, it was 530. But books get expensive. I bought this back in 2016, 2017. So it might even be up to 900 by now, because Bibles and books are very expensive. This is the New Testament portion of the King James thingy by Edward E. Hansen and David R. Mitchell. This particular edition is a general editor's edition, right? And is the New Testament thing. This thing will help you when you are reading a verse. You go here and you look for that verse, and it will tell you things that you might not know about that verse. For example, when Jesus is talking to the woman in the mountain, and he says, "Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, but you Jews say it is in Jerusalem where we should worship." You see, if you don't understand the Jewish culture, that statement doesn't mean anything. That statement doesn't mean anything. You see? So, yeah, I know you are still thinking, how Ricky, you are talking about Sphamandla. Yes, I'm talking about being quotable. And haven't you learned from this channel? We use these topics to deliver a lesson. When that thing came up, our fathers taught worship in the mountain, but you Jews say it is in Jerusalem we ought to worship. You see, that woman, she had brought something that's very important in that conversation. She is highlighting the difference in worship forms between Samaritans and Jews. Now, what is it that's so important about that whole interaction? By the way, Muhammad also messed that particular part up. That's a topic of a different day. Samaritans were Jews who had assimilated themselves with Assyrians. They married Assyrians. And so the Jews, when they went back to the building of the temple, they cut them off. They said, "Hey, you guys you've gotten yourself mixed up with other people. We don't want you thingy." So they went in anger. The Samaritans went and established their own thingy and built their own temple. And after they did that where? At Mount Gerizim. So when she says our fathers worship in the mountain, you see, the verse doesn't tell you what she's talking about. But the verse assumes you know the history of the Samaritans. So if you understood the Samaritan story, you would understand the thing. But guess what? That is not in the Bible. The Bible doesn't tell you that. Scholars tell you that. The first time I heard about that thing, it was from these guys. That's the first time I heard about it. 2016 is around that. I was like, what? There's a history. And then you go back into the Old Testament, you see kind of like similarities of these particular communications that he's talking about. It's very important you become studied. Don't get swallowed by TV shows. There is too many of them. You never take them anywhere. You will never finish movies and TV shows and all this. And they will make more. Right now they are shooting maybe 10 different, 20, 100 other ones. You will never finish TV. You will never finish entertainment. You will never finish holidays. You will never finish these things. Take time to study. Sometimes you just need a good 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Yeah. Now I know when I say 10 years, it sounds like a lot, but I'm telling you, when you see this channel that we are on right now, it's because of my last 10 years. Not even last 10 years, last 15 years. Sometimes I forget that the 10 years before the channel started. The 10 years before this channel started, 2019, I'd been all study, research, debate. I watch debates, participate, all those things. That's what happened for this channel. So when you see me do videos every day, it's not me having to go study the topic before I react. Most of it It's me reacting off of something that I learned maybe 10 years back. Now it just comes off. It looks easy. But that's because of that 10, 15 years of study. So now I'm studying other things. I'm studying other topics. I'm expanding on other areas. I'm touching up on certain doctrinal areas and all those type of things and learning newer things. You just keep expanding. The problem on this point of being unquotable is because you are not studied and you don't even put effort, and you keep watching pastors that are just like you. That's your problem. You keep watching people you aspire towards. Some of these pastors that you aspire towards, they don't study as well. Very surface. They just read the Bible, find a couple of verses that say, if the word water appears, then they go search for the word water. And then they quote another verse that says water. That's it. You say, it's deep. It's nothing deep. The person just went and found verses with the same word. That's why I say you can hear when a person has depth. Like you can hear that this one did a word search. This preaching is from word search. To Makoti, welcome to the family. I know sometimes, if you see me trading blows with your husband, it's not personal. If he goes offline, in theology, that's how these conversations continue, because we want each other to keep on the straight and narrow path. You study, bazalwane. As lento le uthi when you are talking, because when you are old, leave those things. Leave those things when you are talking because you are old. That's it. We must listen to people who are doesn't work here, man. Here you must study. Start here. If you don't know where to start, start here. I've shown you where to start. Start here. These two here. This, if you get this, I'm telling you, this thing will help you a ton. Someone will do an excellent job. Don't just scream. Can you do an excellent job? It's Ricky, we're done.